Hello viewers, I'm SB, and I maybe should not be allowed to design the mechs anymore. This is BattleTech. I haven't looked at any of the comments from the previous episode yet, because I'm actually recording this episode very soon after, but no fear, I will see those comments, I will see the comments of this video. Stuff will get fixed. But for right now, I put 13 lasers in this mech. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I was allowed to put 13 lasers in the mech, so I couldn't stop myself. This is the Grasshopper. It has 13 lasers and a missile launcher. Look, if we punch somebody, if we get into punching range, think of how many lasers are going to be in that person. It's got a little bit of versatility, you know, a PPC in the LRM for turns where it can't punch people. And then, look, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I do think it's a funny idea, and so we're going to try it. What are we looking at in terms of 9 days? Okay. Given the size of the thing, how high Yang is going to have to climb up it to, you know, mess with the components and stuff, I think 9 days is actually pretty impressive. Alright, and then we have this thing, this Banshee. Boy, how many medium lasers do we actually have? This might be another 8 medium lasers and another 6 small lasers. What if we only shot lasers? Hold on a second. Did we... Let me look at something here. Did I pick up that thing that makes us harder to hit? I did not. Okay. So I probably... Oh yeah, here we go. +2 hit defense. I should probably slot this in somebody, right? And I guess it makes the most sense to put it in the Griffin. The Griffin is, I think, the softest of our mechs. Somebody told me in the comments that it does just increase the difficulty class of every shot against you by 2, which seems completely insane. So let's, here, Griffin. Refit, we're just going to jam that in the Griffin, because the Griffin is the lightest of our mechs. The least armored of our mechs that we're currently running. So that is the Gyro Plus. We'll just... Oh, it is 3 slots. That's a little inconvenient. Can I put in the leg? Like, if we move this jump jet over to here. Component is not permitted in this location. Maybe I should, like... Okay, it has to go center torso. That's fine. We can get it in the center torso. Yeah, alright. That's fine. It bothers me a little bit more than it should that either of the jump jets or the heat sinks have to be off-center. Actually, really upsetting to me, but I'll live. So that's a small repair. And then we gotta figure out what we want to do with this, with a couple of other things here. We still have this Zeus to work with. Now, the Zeus actually seems like a really cool mech that we could maybe do a lot of cool things with. 80 tons is a lot of space to work with, and it has a variety of hardpoints. It's possible that I'm building too many short-range mechs, especially with the Grasshopper wanting to get in close, so I think I'm going to not put the AC-20 in this thing like I was thinking. I am noticing that the stock builds for these things tend to have a lot more heat sinks than my mechs do. Listen, I did put some heat sinks in that laser mech. I was thinking about it. So as it stands now, it's just sort of an awkward thing. I do like AC5s, that's a good amount of damage. Maybe we could mount another AC5, lose some of these medium lasers, and really specialize this thing at working at like sort of a medium to long range. I gotta tell you, I do not like large lasers very much. I think almost any time you're using a large laser, it's worth it to try to figure out how to get a PPC into that slot instead. Right, it's only a 2-ton difference. I mean, I say only a 2-ton difference. It does matter. That's not nothing, but... How about if we... What if we did make this a PPC? What if we didn't make this a PPC? What if we went no PPC and we just put another AC5 in there? Okay, we're a little over tonnage. We can figure this out. So how many rounds are in an AC5 ammo bin? 15. So it'll only be able to fire 7 times at this rate. Oops, sorry, not that. I need another AC5 bin, I think. And then we gotta shed another ton of weight. Well, I mean, We're losing a lot of laser weapons. We can certainly afford to lose some heat sinks. So this is okay, as far as a sniper bot goes. I've been relying very heavily on missiles, but I think there's a lot to be said for doing a considerable amount of damage in one punch to one area. The spread that you get out of the LRMs can be a real pain, especially when you're using a pilot who has poor aim. So let's see, 45 damage at 8 tons versus 7 tons doing 60 damage. It is a little tricky to justify autocannons over missiles. I guess the trick here is that there's only one missile hardpoint. What's the tonnage difference on these? 10 versus 7? I'm wondering if we could cut a lot of these heat sinks now, right? What if we did go up to 20s? This thing's dealing a fairly impressive amount of damage at range now, right? And then we could, can move the heat sinks to the center. I mean, I'd be a little bit careful with the ammo. Obviously, I don't want to provoke an ammo explosion. Our center doesn't get broken open very often anyway, and it's pretty easy to turn and protect your center, so I wonder if we should stack the ammo up in the center here. And then we could jam something into the cockpit, just a morale gain comm system, maybe? This thing's probably going to be fighting at range, so it doesn't need, like, a roll cage, or whatever it is that causes, that prevents injuries. And then it's not super armored for a mech its size, 90, 90, 130, but I guess it doesn't really have to be fighting at this range. I don't think this is bad. It's probably not worth trying to mount another laser on it. And there's no way we're going to get 5 more tons. So a full volley is generating 18... Okay, 38 heat. So with these 2 heat sinks, and a mech's natural heat sinking capacity of 30, we just about bleed off all of the heat from an alpha, under normal conditions. This is probably fine. This thing has no jump jets, which makes me a little nervous, especially when we're talking about needing autocannons. So could we maybe... What are these, 1 ton each? Just give it a little bit of lift. I could cut the 2 heat sinks. Yeah, you know what, we'll just deal. We'll figure it out. Although if it's jumping and also firing all the weapons, heat's going to be even more of a problem. Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Let's try it like this. We'll see how I like it. It's been a little while since I put an AC-5 into a mech on purpose. It's 45 damage, though. It's not like a tiny amount.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Alright, and then we have the Banshee, which is stock roll, heavy brawler, and sniper. You know, it punches people at close range while shooting them at long range. A perfectly sensible blend of capabilities. So yeah, this thing has mounted a small laser, but also 2 PPCs. It seems like a strange design to me. Well, we may as well turn off the display of bullet and missile weapons. So I thought about mounting a bunch of flamers in the Grasshopper, and what it came down to was just that small lasers are half ton each, and flamers are 1 ton each. But depending on how fast this thing actually is, and unfortunately, like, 3 bars here doesn't necessarily mean anything, because jump capability is factored in here, and like a mech that has 5 bars of movement and a mech that has 3 bars of movement don't necessarily actually have different walk distances, which I find kind of frustrating. So maybe this is fast. We don't really know. We're gonna have to try it out a little bit. Maybe I want to try it out before I do anything weird to it. As it stands right now, the short range on this is 300 and... Or, sorry, minimum range is 90 meters. Yeah, this is sort of a confused build, huh? I do wish that we had picked up a thing that... Like a really heavy thing that had an autocannon slot on it. It's also weird that you can't put any weaponry at all in the arms, I think. Alright, well, what if we... Here, let's pull these. I guess I shouldn't pull the medium lasers. Odds are pretty good we're keeping the medium lasers. What if we... Man, I don't really want to just trick the thing out to be another... another version of the grasshopper. I don't know what to do with this. Hold on. We're gonna leave it as it is, and maybe play with it a little bit before we decide how we're gonna build it out. So that's what this episode's gonna be. We're gonna gain ourselves a little bit of battle experience with our new toys, and we're also gonna try to hire another pilot. So I'm a little worried that we're not gonna find anybody more suitable out in the black. So maybe we just take Hellbender with us.
I'm receiving you.
And then, like, the best case scenario on this is we don't actually need him, and he just sits in the bay drawing pay for no value, which is, like, totally fine.
New mech warriors available.
The worst case scenario is we have to run a couple of extra missions with him in a mech just to get him up to speed. But I'm hoping that the next system we jump to will have a better pilot available.
How can I be of service, Commander?
Right, I forgot. We were going to have conversations with people. We will totally do that. But first, let's go somewhere and get in a fight. So we have a travel contract to Ishtar, which is not one of the Star League era, or Star League Presence worlds. So we're going to head all the way back out here. There were some over here, right? Yeah, former Star League Presence. We're going to head back to a place we haven't been in a while. Hopefully the shop will have had time to refresh.
By your command.
We have about 18 days worth of repairs going on, I think. Should be fine. Yeah, 13. Yang is almost too effective. It's very difficult to keep him busy for an entire trip anymore. So I do think that we have enough mechs to actually drop 2 lances now. I believe it is the case, and we can double check when we get to Brisbane. I believe it is the case that if we were to drop 2 lances right now, we would still be including the Awesome, which is fine. I'm not gonna stress too much about having to bring what is only a pretty good mech. But I'm still hoping that we can find some fancy equipment, some pulse lasers or another Gauss rifle, something. Supposedly, really cool stuff is sometimes available at these Star League worlds. We've never seen anything cool except for mech chassis, but I believe. I guess I only know that because I was told by a complete stranger on the internet, so maybe that's not a good enough reason to believe. Oh hey, it's pirates. But this time, we're in friendly space. So the pirates will provide us with safe passage for a price, eh? Broadcast for help. Darius sends an SOS, and you set about trying to buy help until time arrives. Just as the pirates begin to lose patience, several interceptors arrive on the scene, bearing the colors of the local authorities. With a growl of displeasure, the enemy captain commands her flagship to turn tail. Another time, Commander. Mark my words. Yeah. Get in line, you and every other pirate we've ever encountered. It's nice to have friends, you know? It's nice to kind of be liked somewhere.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
Alright, show me something cool, Brisbane. Looks like probably nothing cool. Got a cool injury resist cockpit mod. Yeah, wow, man. This was a bust. +5 damage autocannon. I guess potentially actually useful. Also, we have a ton of money. Sure. Give me that.
Weapon systems available.
This is stability damage and crits. Yeah, man, bummer. Okay, we can still find good mech parts the old-fashioned way by taking them off of other people's bodies. Let's see what we are exposed to here. Couple of high difficulty missions, couple high value missions. Well, we should probably go for the 3.5 that pays huge, and then we'll do the 4-star afterward. So, a pirate leader has fallen behind on payments for their armored vehicles, and our leasing agent has been unable to repossess the heavily armored vehicles. Oh, good, I'm the repo man. I mean, I guess it's right there in the name, isn't it? Yeah, sure. I'm not too good to do repo work. I actually do want money from this as well. I guess I have no idea. If we found some pulse lasers or something, I have no idea how valuable they would be, how much it would cost to buy them. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Give ourselves the ability to take some cool weapons if some cool weapons show up. So... Oh, I didn't check. Hold on, we gotta check for new pilots first. Because if there is a new pilot, we probably would want them to sit in on this mission. Alright, who's cool? Nobody here, actually. Well, alright then, I guess let's get on that job. What's the new guy's call sign? Hellbender? Hellbender. Boy, that's a move. That is a thing you have chosen on purpose to call yourself. Alright, I'm gonna sub Medusa out for him, I think. He's got a pretty similar profile. Medusa's 8-9, 10-9 versus this guy's 4-6, 5-3. But also, this mission shouldn't be that difficult. And not to throw shade at Medusa or anything, because obviously he's good at his job, but a fair amount of his role is the mech rather than the pilot. It's really just about being able to pack in all those SRMs. Oh, you know what? We probably should have brought some of the... The whole point of this was to bring some of the new mechs. Well, we're going to do another mission right afterward. It's fine. So yeah, this next mission, we'll try to run the other lance. How about that? Really should have done it on this mission, but I was too busy thinking about Hellbender and his extremely good name. Alright, Darius says, Commander, they also mentioned that the target vehicles are currently on deployment with a secondary lance of mechs. You can optionally destroy them as well for a bonus. Yeah, well, I probably will. Not even really for the bonus, just because that's how we get things done. So we'll do this world, we'll do a couple of contracts, we'll hop to another couple of Star League Presence worlds, and if we don't find anything else, then we will just go. Our current pair of lances can probably handle the job. I think we'll be okay.
Interface initiated.
Wow, ain't this place scenic?
Sumo, you are ridiculous. You are a ridiculous person.
Acknowledged.
Boy, Highlander, I'm so used to the Highlander being piloted by people who are better at making their mechs sprint. Gonna get the Thunderbolt out to the road here so that it can actually move. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with our team of pilots. I'm pretty happy with our team of mechs. We're in a good spot. I'm just fishing for fancy stuff now.
Orders? Confirmed. On my way.
Boy, it is really heavily wooded.
Advancing, I guess. Consider
We're having a lot of trouble moving forward here. I think the Griffin is actually moving less than the Thunderbolt is.
ready for orders.
Well, it sure seems like there's a lot of them, doesn't it? Taken quite a while for the AI to process their turn.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay, 280s, 260s. Also, we got reinforcements. Do we have... Okay, we have an indicator.
I'm walking here.
Well...
Receiving you. What now?
Guess we can send the,
Let's go.
send the Highlander to intercept, and you just get into the trees.
Alright, hit him hard now. Incoming bandit. Orders? Commander?
We cannot quite get vision. That's a little awkward because we're not going to be able to wait them out probably. I'm sure the 80-ton vehicles move on one.
Yes, Commander.
So I guess we're doing a lot of reserving here. We'll wait out as many enemy moves as possible.
Waiting for the shot.
Okay, one of those 80-ton vehicles is actually moving on too. No big surprise, it's a demolisher.
Hey.
I'm a little nervous about running too far forward because I don't want to don't want to get sheared in half by that thing if it is also a demolisher, which I think is fairly likely. Alright, we got a nice cover position here. And I think just focus up, make sure this thing dies.
Vehicle down.
Man, Decker sure can do the thing. Okay, that's a PPC carrier. That is considerably less dangerous.
Standing by.
And it has exposed itself to indirect fire, which I really appreciate.
Ready for orders.
Alright, what are the odds that we actually get a kill here? No, they're not that bad.
Alright, I'll give him the whole 9 yards.
I suppose I could have aimed that. Oh, he was so close.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, that's really disappointing. He was very, very close on that. Okay, well, we just need one LRM to land to finish the job, so we can probably make that happen. And then we can get a nice early shot here with the Gauss rifle and maybe get a little bit lucky. I don't think we should have to aim on that, so it's probably fine to split them like this.
I'll try.
Come on. There we go. First missile did the job. Okay, well, that's the hard part of this over, probably.
I'm ready.
And you just don't get to do anything this turn? That's a shame. Okay, no, here we go. Oh, it's one of those. Well, let's make sure that thing dies then.
Affirmative.
Nope, somehow managed to not quite kill it. Sorry. What is mean debuff? Did you see that? It had a debuff at the bottom of its list that was titled mean debuff. Is it still there? It sure is. It has a cool buff and a mean debuff.
Commander?
Probably some text that is not supposed to be exposed to the player going on there, that's my guess. Well, I gotta say, I'm not exactly terrified of this stuff that's coming in on the sides here. I do want to make sure that that SRM carrier doesn't get a turn. It doesn't move until 1, and Sumo's on 2, though. Sumo will finish it off for sure. I probably want to Vigilance with Decker. He's gonna be taking some serious hits here, most likely.
Moving to position.
Or we could just go for the called shot. We're in cover. Yeah, you know what? Let's precision strike. Let's actually just kill this thing. which I probably can do. What is the state of its armor? Okay, it is fully armored. We could just go for the headshot. That did work last time. Well, maybe not last time, but it did work that one time. So blowing off the right torso doesn't really defend us from very much. This thing's weapons tech is just not very good. Alright, do it. Come on, fingers crossed.
I copy.
Aww. Well, took his torso side off anyway.
I'm your spaniel.
Sorry, you're my spaniel? Is that a cool thing to be? Okay, well, it looks like he's actually only going to be able to get range on the SRM carrier anyway, so we may as well just kill it.
Onward.
I'm your spaniel. Boy, that's really something. I mean, this guy comes from a planet whose culture we don't really understand. Maybe where he comes from, that's like a real cool thing to say. It's difficult to imagine, but... Alright, I think this should be good enough. If he can't get it in 2 SRM pods, he deserves to get blown.
Hot damn, we're gonna do this right. This is what happens when you hang out with bad people.
Alright, Judgy. You're not wrong, just... seems unnecessarily judgmental. Oof, boy, we're really gonna get hammered by stuff here. I was hoping to just take this guy out of commission and then not have to worry about getting manhandled quite so badly. Well, I think this is a fine time to take advantage of Bulwark. We can't knock this guy down because he's not unsteady yet. I really don't think it's worth shooting at the guarded Thunderbolt. I also don't really think it's worth aiming super hard here. Just give it to him. A lot of what I'm doing there is just stacking up the stability damage on him. Oh, interesting. What a weird move.
Here.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap this guy with just the SRM pod, I guess. Let's go like this. We're going to give B just the SRMs, and we're going to give C just the Gauss rifle. Punch through that that guarded state, see if we can't open up a hole. This will knock B down, which will mean that Decker can almost certainly finish him off. Okay, that's something. We got somewhere on that. Unfortunately, I do not think that these guys have any special extra cool weapons. Man, I hope that thing's not also an SRM carrier.
Flanking.
Nope, LRMs into the back armor. I should maybe have been a little bit more careful about that. I guess I knew that thing had LRMs, though. I should have remembered that as well. I think I'm okay to just stand here, not use Vigilance, probably. Although we are also going to get a bunch of... Yeah, you know what? Let's just be on the safe side. We are going to get a bunch of morale back here in a second when I core this thing.
Someone let me borrow their pom-poms and skirt, because I'm damn excited now. See damage. Damn it.
I mean, listen.
I await your command.
We all express excitement in our own way. Hellbender's, he's a little eccentric, maybe, but he sure can shoot a missile at a guy, which is pretty much the only thing I care about. I don't know if anybody on the Argos got pom-poms, though. Yeah, we can probably just reserve him. It looks like there's no version of this where he gets to do anything this turn, so let's see if these guys run forward enough for him to be able to take a shot at them after their action, maybe? In particular, I'm thinking it's a possibility for this dude, whose last turn seemed very strange to me. we could actually aim. Sumo can actually kind of aim. Yeah, you know what? I think we're probably just trying to knock this thing down more than anything. We'll figure it out once he's on the ground. Man, that's a lot of explosions. Yep, he is moving forward. Alright, I think we probably will be able to land a shot here.
I don't like how this is going.
Oh, Buckshot, calm down. You still have like 1,000 front armor. No, I actually still can't get a shot. We're just like all the way out of range. Okay, well, I'm going to move way up to here.
Confirmed.
We'll certainly have a shot next turn. I was kind of hoping that we could draw its attention off a little bit.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just the back parts. You don't need
Yes,
those.
Commander.
So we can knock this guy down to make him easy for Decker to kill, and then... You have quite a lot of armor. Is it possible for me to turn so that... Yeah, okay. All three of these guys are in weapons. My front weapons arc. Let's go... Yeah, alright. We'll hit you with both the long-range weapons, hit you with just the SRMs. And I guess you get the lasers? Try to start working on this guy. I think the knockdown's going to be enough to let Decker finish off the catapult.
Engaging multiple enemies.
That was a lot of focused damage there. I think that was actually a really good shot. That worked out really well. Now let's step in here and blow this guy up. And make sure I'm able to turn so that my back armor is not available anymore. Not that I necessarily expect this thing to survive to get a turn anyway.
On the move.
So we do need to fire at least 2 weapons into it. Can I turn off all of the lasers? And yeah, alright, we're fine. This is probably a kill then.
I copy. Target neutralized.
God, he's good at that.
Heat damage. Damn it.
Alright, so fortunately, all that damage was done to the front. We can just unload on this thing. I'm sure I don't have to aim or anything here. We could step forward and just stomp on him. I guess the stomp is a kill, no matter which part of the tank it hits. Is it possible that it could hit the turret? Because on the turret it would only do 140... Yeah, not lethal. This is probably safer.
Bon appetit.
Sumo and Hellbender make a weird team.
Boarding vehicle destroyed. Boss.
There's a couple of weird dudes. Right, well this is the part where you should surrender.
What's up, Commander?
I have no particular, like, problem with you as a person. You could just leave. I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't chase you or anything. Then we probably just try to go to the center, right? Just resolve this as quickly as possible.
Targeting for an alpha threat.
It's like he's from Space Jersey, right? It's weird.
Right here.
I guess it's not really weirder than the Space Russian accent, but... You would think, over the intervening centuries, that we would have developed some new accents. Okay, well,
Orders?
obviously, this is pretty bad for him.
Got it. I'm starting to cook. Moving to position.
It seems somewhat unlikely to me that he's ever getting back up. This was okay. It got us a little bit of XP on the new guy, which is something.
Havoc.
Boy, Hellbender and Medusa would get along. And they both think they're real cool guys. I think. I kind of feel like having Hellbender back is a little bit like the return of Glitch, though. Something about his exuberance during combat reminds me a lot of Glitch. Medusa's trying too hard to be Duke Nukem. Alright, that's pretty good pay. Did take a little bit of actual damage on the Thunderbolt due to me not guarding its back, but that's fine. It can sit in the repair bay while we run out all these, all of our new stuff. So... an AC-20 that has plus crit seems like a very strange weapon. Plus 30 stability damage? That's, that's interesting. Wow. SRM-6s with even better than plus 4 damage. And then, I mean, like... how much do I actually need another plus 4 damage SRM-6 pod? I think the answer is that I'm already not using all the ones I have, although... if we're trying to run 8 mechs worth of weapons at the same time, maybe those gain some value. I certainly don't need the Thunderbolt parts. These are pretty good as far as LRM-10s go, but when am I going to use LRM-10s? This is a pretty weird thing. Let's take the weird thing. Plus 30 stability damage is a lot. Okay, and I got a Thunderbolt part anyway, so now we have an extra Thunderbolt to sell. I feel pretty alright about that outcome, I guess. Alright, so here comes the exciting part. Let's get this let's get the Thunderbolt into the bay and then put together the new crew. So it's... I guess we probably don't want to run the one lance we've been running and then this other lance, right? We want to split up these new super heavy mechs a little bit better than that. But for right now, for the moment, let's run the crew of extremely super heavy mechs and see what we can make out of it. This will help me figure out what holes need patching. In particular, I'm not sure whether I need to, whether I have a good balance of short and long range mechs. My natural inclination is to build the mechs for really short range. We could probably bounce the Vindicator into storage. Honestly, I love the Jenner, but we're just never, it's never going to happen again. It did some good work for us. I think the Jenner was the start of us really like having a style as a squad. It's important to me for sentimental reasons, but let's be honest, it's never going to see the field again. And you could say that about a number of the things on this page. It's the only reason we haven't mothballed the Blackjack. Alright, so let's step into this slightly harder mission. Thorn in the side. Smugglers funded by pirates have set up just outside our borders, causing an ongoing problem for Taurian operations. We'd like to cut the head off this particular snake with a targeted, limited, and deniable strike on their leader. Okay, this is a bold move by the smugglers, so we have to assume they have more than just a simple token force there. And we've got a lowlands biome, which is, okay, normal heat. Do we want to bother acquiring reputation? Probably not. I think I'm okay with this. We have to go all the way to basically no money in order to pull an extra piece of priority, and I don't know for sure that there's anything that we're going to find here that we even really want to take. Let's go ahead and take the contract this way, then we're probably set on money for quite some time. Let's pull the Highlander and the Griffin and the Orion and bring in the Grasshopper in this role. This Banshee is kind of our long range. Is this going to be Sumo or Buckshot? Probably Buckshot because of the breaching shot. The PPCs. Then we have the Zeus, which is definitely a long-range weapon. Probably kind of your thing. And the... Yeah, I don't really want to bring the awesome... You know, we might have wanted to wait for this Thunderbolt to be finished and just have Decker run that again. Well, we could have him in the Grasshopper instead. Gives him a nice high initiative on that. And then Hellbender can, honestly, maybe we still just bring the Griffin. Or the Highlander. Yeah, there's no way we don't... If we have an empty slot, there's no way we don't take the Highlander, right? This'll show him something. This is how we engender company loyalty. He's like, yeah, those guys have a Highlander. I'm never turning against that company. 335 tons. Apart from the Grasshopper, a very, very slow lance. But this is only 4 skulls, and the 4.5 skull mission that we ran was actually quite easy, so I guess what I'm saying is there's no way at all to know how difficult this mission's going to be. And honestly, I don't really want to encounter, like, Gauss weaponry or anything. But, yeah, we're just not going to get good weapons through battle. The fancy weapons. That's stuff we're going to have to find at a store. We could find one more mech body. I'd be pretty down with that. It would have to be something big, though. We could still find another part for that Battle Master we were working on. But yeah, I think if we don't, we're gonna bounce to one more Star League Presence world after this battle, and if we don't find any fancy weapons there, we'll probably just prep for the final mission and head out. I'm not eager for the game to end, for the series to end. I'm really enjoying this. I think this game is super fun, but it's probably time. We've been screwing around for long enough.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, let's try these things out. Hostile pirate units in the area. Once the target is down, head to the extraction point for a pickup, or, you know, just blow up everything else on the map.
Spot for mech combat.
So let's see, this is Hellbender in the Highlander.
I'm here.
Who do we want to be running out first? Look at the weapons menu on this Grasshopper. I have done a thing that is not... This is not good value.
On it.
It's fun, though. It made me laugh. So, I guess that's something. Let's see. We want to make sure that the Zeus gets to maintain actual straight line of sight.
Okay, let's go.
A pair of AC-5s and an LRM-20 pod really just is not that much firepower, is it? So I think we're going to try to wing around through the trees here. Like Darius says, it is a bad idea to get caught in a crossfire. Okay, we got a 75-ton something over there.
I'm going.
Okay, Buckshot also wants to maintain direct line of sight. The Banshee has quite a lot of armor. We can afford to get kind of aggressive with its positioning, I think.
On the move.
Alright, as it stands, this group's effective range is quite long. The Grasshopper's the only one that actually has to get close. we can get real line of sight on it. I think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to run forward and hit vigilance, and then unload the medium lasers on this thing.
Time to earn our money.
Okay, an Orion, something 65 tons over there. Not exactly terrifying. Boy, when we fire all of the medium lasers and the PPC, we really generate a lot of heat. Ugh, and this thing's got guarded. Maybe, what are we looking at in terms of damage here? 50-50, it's like 155 plus the LRMs. Cut in half. Although, his armor is actually in really bad shape. What I'm thinking is maybe I turn off the medium lasers for this shot. We're not really going to do any meaningful damage here. Just give him the PPC to put up the debuff. And that allows us to generate no heat at all. And next turn, when he doesn't have guarded up, we can really let him have it. But I don't want to risk overheat before we even really do any damage. So it seems like there's quite a few enemies moving forward here. This is definitely more than one turn. Or, yeah, more than one enemy turn. Now, when I built the grasshopper like this, I did add a ton of armor to basically just to the front torso-y bits. So he should be a little bit more resilient than it was by default, and it was fairly tough by default, I think. Okay. A Thunderbolt with a real goofy loadout.
I'm showing minor damage.
Yeah, this thing where we have everybody going on one does hurt. It's not ideal.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? Let's see, so you have Bulwark, and you have Bulwark. We can just stand up here on the hill and shoot at them. I guess we probably ought to move the Highlander forward, though. Try to get in range to use those other missile pods. So I know there's stuff coming in from this angle and from that angle.
Roger that.
Alright, the Thunderbolt's put itself out in the open. We can probably put it down pretty quickly. I think that's better than trying to finish off... Well, this Orion's pretty poorly armored, though. You know what? Given that I can't get the short-range weapons active on either of them... Oh, I was going to multi-shot. I'm very used to the Highlander being piloted by somebody who has multi-shot. Okay, then let's just give it to the Thunderbolt. Try to put him down as quickly as possible. Do I want to aim the shots? Probably not. Because it'll put us underneath inspiration threshold.
I'm here.
You give them a PPC shot each. She does have breaching shots, so it will actually do full damage. And it'll knock that guy down.
Engaging multiple enemies.
Oh, that's a shame. I was really hoping it would just hit center torso. Alright. We're opening some holes here.
Something I can do.
I should probably just try to finish this guy off, right? We're going to need a fair number of hits to center. Yeah, I think you can probably handle this.
Giving them everything I've got.
Well, one of the autocannons just straight missed the entire mech. Not by a small amount, either. That was way out there.
Tango down.
And that means Decker has a ton of... Interesting, they got something acting on 4. But Decker has a ton of morale to play with, so we can probably get the kill here.
Ready for orders.
He's not nearly fast enough to get the punch, unfortunately. But he's a pretty good shot. We can call, we call a bunch of lasers to mid, maybe? Let me see. If I fire all of the medium lasers, we do... Yeah, we do quite a bit of damage. Can I get close enough for the smalls? I cannot. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm shooting from the front. Yeah, alright. I think I'm going to run forward like this. We're going to vigilance again, and then we're going to call to the center. And I know that that's going to mean that we don't have enough morale left for other people to be inspired, but we're going to get close to that threshold again. Call center, and let's turn on everything. Yeah, sure. Even the LRMs. Why not?
Engaging with target.
No, he has 1 health left.
Something good.
That's very frustrating. Well, the good news is that the called shot reduced his initiative to 1, so maybe he doesn't get to act before we get to finish him off. Anybody with an LRM pod could get this done.
Standing by.
We don't have anything else to fire at, I guess. Yeah, alright.
Moving to position.
Let's move up slightly. I'm sure this will do it.
Affirmative.
I probably didn't need to fire the Gauss rifle. But also, I guess there's not like a huge reason not to.
Hey,
This seems definitely weird. I mean, you can tell that it's a bunch of mechs that were thrown together hastily and not a squad that we've been building incrementally over the course of the game. I think I'm going to run forward into the water for a moment. Just take advantage of the extra cooling capacity. Yeah, I mean, we knew that whatever was over here had to be light, because it's acting on 4. I feel like we need more people with sensor lock. We can probably pick up sensor lock on Hellbender. Right, I think he only has 2 of his skills right now. Oh wow, a 20-ton.
Good to go.
I'm not 100% sure that I need to use Vigilance this round.
Copy that.
Alright, a Locust. Well, unfortunately, with no breaching shot, this is going to do pretty bad damage. And he's actually well-maintained. That's that said, well-maintained for a Locust is not exactly a terrifying value.
Target confirmed.
Yep, blew his right arm clean off with a single shot through guarded. It's not even that good of a weapon. I will say, I probably don't need to be quite as concerned about being guarded with this squad, because the average armor value of this squad is much, much higher than our previous Lance. We don't have anything in here that's even close to analogous to the Griffin.
cut it out now.
So what do I think? Maybe 3 more beyond the 2 that we can see here?
I'm here. I'm walking here.
Alright, this guy's definitely getting the Gauss rifle. Ah, that's right. Still don't have multi-shot. Well, then I will just fire the Gauss rifle at this guy. There's a pretty good chance this straight kills him. Actually, if it hits the right torso or the center torso, it will kill him, because the right torso will actually, yeah, the right torso will just barely not consume enough damage. The shot will continue through to center and just take him down.
May I interest you in some melting armor?
Oh, what am I thinking? Half damage, right. He has 2 health left.
What now?
Well, that feels pretty resolved.
Orders? Move into position.
We just give this guy one of the autocannons, and this guy gets the other 2.
Multiple targets confirmed.
On, hit center. Alright, there we go. I'm cleaning up. Listen, it's hard to remember the very, very small number of multipliers that we have to deal with when counting damage in this game.
Here.
And that has nothing to do with the fact that I've been up for an extremely long time. Probably just want to stay in the water, given, you know, the PPCs and everything. Yeah, just kind of let him have it with everything. Whatever. He'll probably die. Nope. I have managed to strip almost all of his armor off, though. He has 33 total armor remaining. So there's one thing up there that moves on 3.
I'm okay.
And they have something out here that moves on 2.
Receiving you.
I suppose it's important that I break line of sight. I'm only going to be able to fire the PPC, though. Well, I guess the LRM-5 is definitely a weapon that should be shot in this situation. Can't do enough damage to kill. We might take his arm off. I guess the LRM's contribution is probably going to be pretty minor. Especially if the PPC totally misses. Kind of figured with the PPC shot we'd get at least a knockdown. Okay, well the Banshee's probably going to need a little bit of vigilance.
I'm sitting on the fusion reactor.
So yeah, there's 3 things beyond this. It looks like they're all up on this hill now. One of them was over here last turn, I thought.
My head.
Well, she has 5 health. She's probably fine. Okay, no, there's 4 mechs beyond the ones that we can see here. The one that was over there is still over there.
Yes, Commander.
Does feel like kind of a lot of bodies, doesn't it?
I'm up. If you say so.
Okay, starting to get readings on them. 55. Okay, nothing terribly special. We just got to actually get over there. Let's vigilance just in case, because I would love it if this thing didn't get torn apart. And then turn off one of the medium lasers. Small laser by itself is not going to get the job done, so hopefully we can get either a hit with one of the PPCs or... Wow, every weapon except the small laser there missed.
Ready for orders.
It's actually, like, kind of impressive. I don't know how you did such a bad job of shooting this thing. Maybe I should have Sumo go first. So he can definitely take this thing down quite easily. I guess it's okay for me to be in the water for the extra heat cover, given that they won't have vision of us at all. Alright, for real, actually get this done. Okay, I can't believe that thing managed to survive so long. We should all be ashamed of ourselves.
Compound to skirt because I'm damn excited now. I'm receiving you.
Hellbender's really into pom-poms and skirts. I think I'm gonna vigilance him as well. Oh no, sorry, I'm sprinting. Alright, so we got these three up here that move on 3, and then one thing down here that moves on 2. And they have failed to establish sensor contact, so I am inclined to just let them run their turns out. Okay, apparently they've all decided that the Banshee is their target, despite the fact that their damage against her is going to be very bad now.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, they'd better be careful. The moment we get real vision on these guys, they're going to have a really hard time surviving. Do I want to go straight back into vigilance with her? Probably. I guess I could reserve here in the hopes that this thing will go first. Let's do that.
Wait? Sure, why not?
New bogey. Let's turn him into salvage.
Okay, so that's a 70 ton. That's the smuggler leader there.
So far, so good.
That said, the only weapon it has that's functional at this range appears to be an LRM-5. So I'm not exactly terrified.
Right here.
I guess let's run up on them and just keep hitting vigilance. If they're going to keep firing into it, see no reason not to. Alright, so poorly maintained with an LRM-10 and a PPC. Let's split the shots here. Looks like I can't actually afford to fire both the PPCs. Man, do I even want to bother firing the medium laser then? Will just PPC try to break a hole in this guy's armor?
Engaging.
Oh, I didn't even realize he turned his back to us.
I'm ready.
That's really strange. I guess I'm incentivized to move up. I don't love that. Yeah, we get much, much better shots from here, though.
Moving out.
We've been fighting on a lot of maps that have big covered dead zones on them lately, I feel like. Alright, there's not really any chance of a kill here, but we can soften this guy up at least. Wow, that was remarkably effective. A lot of crits there.
They will be done.
So I was kind of hoping that we would be able to generate enough enough morale to have some kind of options here. I guess I got to take the jump just because I need the what do you call it? I need the evasion that badly. I can't jump into cover, but like let's jump up to here and try to shut these things down a little bit.
Jump jet.
Not maybe the best camera angle for that move. So we will... Never mind. I was gonna, once again, planning on the multi-shot there. Yeah, let's just go ahead and give it to this guy. We might be able to get a kill here.
Firing on target.
Well, that's not gonna help.
Hot damn, we're gonna do this right. Hostile
Okay.
eliminated.
Who needs the Gauss rifle?
Yes, Commander.
And now that should... Yeah, that gave us enough... enough morale that I can vigilance here. What we have here is they have a grasshopper of their own. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this thing is all that well outfitted against mine. I think my ridiculous 13 lasers design is actually pretty okay. So yeah, let's just hose him down with laser fire. Just standing out here in the open. Okay, head hit. Got some good arm damage. Most importantly, we dealt
Waiting for orders.
we dealt a good PPC hit to him. So punching seems like it's probably not gonna really work out. Do I want to just close up on this thing and keep hammering it? We do get to fire everything again without... no, I probably don't get to fire everything again. I was going to say without overheating, but it's not actually showing me that yet. I don't really want him to get away, but I'm a little worried about moving forward and losing my guarded. So I think I'm going to reserve. It says he's trying to escape, we'll see. If he runs, I'll just run after him and shoot him in the back. You know, like a good guy. Like heroes always do.
I'm getting pummeled.
Receiving you.
And these heavy mechs really can take a beating, though. Probably just want to keep reserving until after these guys have all gone. And then if we get a turn... Okay, yep. Right now. Now is when Decker runs forward. I don't suppose it really matters. Like, my weapons are spread out so evenly over my whole mech that it doesn't really matter which side I leave facing people. Alright, we probably gotta turn off... Do I want to leave the PPC on? It is quite a bit of damage. Let's start turning off medium lasers until we don't shut down. Okay, what if I did PPC off and medium laser fire instead? It's actually way more damage. Yeah, the LRMs aren't really adding that much. Let's do this. I wish I could aim this.
Starting to cook.
Man, if I had fired the PPC as well, we probably would have taken the arm off. It is actually doing a really good job of getting away. So I can sprint after it. And at least make sure that we have vision for the others. That's probably what I have to do here. Our left side still pretty strong? Not that strong.
Yes, Commander.
We need to make sure we're keeping vision for Sumo. Step up into cover here. Really, really wish Hellbender had multi-attack. These mechs that have non-specialized loadouts really, really need you to have multi-attack. Well, the odds of us actually doing anything meaningful with this shot are pretty bad, but we gotta try to stop this thing from getting away. Okay, I mean, that was good damage.
Ready for orders. Head now.
So Sumo gets to hit this thing pretty hard from behind. It's pretty unlikely that he gets a kill, but he is going to cause enough stability damage to knock it down. Man, the accuracy that he has at this range. Alright, unfortunately, with it knocked down, we're only going to be able to deal damage to the front armor. Shoot. I didn't really think about that. Well, that was embarrassing. You ran all the way up here to do that. The good news is we might get to punch somebody. Yeah, this sucks, actually. Maybe what I want to do... That's his extraction zone? Maybe what I want to do is just give chase a little bit. Because we're not going to do good damage to him while he's on the ground. He has way too much frontal armor still. Yeah, I'm going to pursue him with the grasshopper. I'm going to let him get up, and then I'm going to shoot him in the back while he's running away. Plus, I could really use a turn to let some of this heat cook off. Man, when was the last time we saw a blackjack in combat?
I'm your spaniel. Good to go.
He's still my spaniel, which is comforting, you know? In a way.
Your command.
So what am I going to do with these guys?
Yes, Commander.
Actually, Sumo has accuracy enough that I wonder...
Move into position.
The head is facing us, right? What if I just shot for the head? Okay. He's not that accurate. Yeah, we could go center, but it feels like a terrible waste, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to turn off the LRM-20 because we only get one more shot with that. But I'm really thinking about going for the head. Let's see, we could take his arm off, but that doesn't really help us that much. He's not going to shoot at us. It's not a real concern. And there's no sense really doing damage to the frontal armor. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to call to the head. Alright, well, took his arm off.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
There we go. Basically, I just need to wait for him to get up. Alright, so I think our grasshopper has a real... Oh, that's annoying. I think our grasshopper has a real shot at catching him in the back. Unfortunately, he's managed to make himself just barely not visible to everybody else. Like, by the smallest possible margin. I guess we'll move up, move after him as far as we can, and then turn around and just let the blackjack have it.
Locking in target.
Oof. That was a terrible hit right there.
Critical hit, Commander.
Waiting for orders.
Let's see, I can run forward and be able to face one of them. I should probably jump forward, actually. Yeah, let's jump to, like, here.
Lifting off.
That's a pretty handy move, the spinning jump. And we'll just short range this guy in the weak side with everything. I'm going to go ahead and fire all the weapons, even though we're likely to miss with the long range stuff. Try to get every little bit of damage in on him we can. Oh.
It's on now.
The squad's really good at almost killing enemies. He just DFA me? Nope, he could have. He probably should have.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. You know what sucks? I can't tell what arc I'm going to hit him from. This is definitely back. But I don't know if this will be back. I'm going to guess no. It's not optimal range. But if I can't hit him in the back, I'm actually in, like, quite a bit of trouble, I think. Let's precision strike him. Kind of throw the kitchen sink in here. I think that should do it. I think that should do it and then some.
Got the angle, taking the shot.
It was a good try, though. You almost got away.
Target.
Now, I have shown the back of my grasshopper to them a little bit over here. Maybe a concern? I guess the blackjack is the only one that has a turn left. And he apparently has other things on his mind.
I live to serve.
At this range, am I better off to... I think I should throw a punch. So let's throw a punch on you from this side? Yeah, from the weak arm side. I think this is probably a kill. This is probably a 0 heat kill.
Once more under the breach, dear friend.
Hellbender, don't recite poetry to people as you murder them. It's creepy. Am I just throwing another punch here? Honestly, I don't shoot that much harder than I punch. Yeah, okay. Well, let's do it again. Can I do this? No, it won't let me do it from any other angle. I was kind of hoping to not block the grasshopper shot quite so much.
Going hand to hand.
Yeah, that'll show him.
Receiving you.
It's a little bit of a shame that I'm on this side and not the side that's already opened up, but whatever, it's fine.
Firing a full salvo. Scored a critical hit. LRMs are gone.
So the grasshopper's gonna go next. And we definitely have range, but I'm a little concerned about heat. We probably won't get to fire everything. Yeah, we definitely go to center, and we just fire... I mean, I can just fire everything because we're going to leave the planet right after this. So I have time to do structural repair. Yeah, alright, just let him have it. Let's not let him get back up. Ah, you're fine. You're all in the water. Your mech's probably not going to melt to slag underneath you. Probably. Most likely. Yeah, alright, there are things I like about that squad. I like the fact that when your mechs get heavy enough, the punch becomes competitive damage again. Seeing some pretty good melee attack numbers there. I did not even really consider doing any death from above attacks, but we definitely had some death from aboves available. Alright, decent payout. Buckshot's fine. She'll be fine. So, we definitely don't care about working on another blackjack. We could take another piece of an Orion. Honestly, if we were going to end up with a second copy of one of our big mechs, the Orion's probably the one, right? There's a lot of versatility on that thing. Looks like nothing particularly interesting aside from that. I have another energy TTS, but I don't think we even have all the ones we currently own equipped. I'm definitely not going to get another grasshopper built. Honestly, I kind of don't think we got any other good equipment here. A plus 10 damage medium laser is pretty cool, I guess. And we sure do have a lot of equipped medium lasers. I'm sure we'll find a place to put that. Alright, like I said, we're probably going to bounce to another Star League planet and check for gear, but those two battles ran a little bit longer than I was expecting, so I think we'll do that next episode. As I said before, if you have any build ideas for any of our mechs, go ahead and leave those in the comments below, and I will make sure to actually look at them before recording another episode. I swear. I crossed my fingers when I said that, like, this is, trust me, I swear, but I guess that's actually a gesture that means that you are not telling the truth, isn't it? Listen, I mean it. If I hadn't told you that thing, you wouldn't have known I did it. So, yeah, that's trust, right? Trying to engender trust. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. We're going to put our final preparations together. And we'll see you then.